Oh, I need some. Yeah. Need some headphones. Oh, no. Live, live, live right, live. I put tape on there, everything. Put tape on everything. Yeah, I put tape on it, everything. Look on my phone. I should download IG, Instagram. Matter of fact, let me download it. Let me download IG. So let me download IG. Hmm. Hmm. Alright. You know what? Oh yeah, I do. I do want to watch a little bit of spooky, scary stories. Then I want to watch a little bit of try not to laugh. I need to hold this. I need to hold this mic while I'm talking because I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this mic. I don't even know if it's a good mic. But this mic was $100. Why wouldn't it be good? Damn. Is this nigga with this nasty voice? If this the nigga with the nasty voice, I'm turning this shit off.
Last year, my roommate moved out of the house we had been renting together.
I can deal with it. 18 true terrifying horror stories animated. Yeah.
For the past 4 years. By then, both of us had gotten better jobs and were getting paid more, and the house we had wasn't the best. So it was only a matter of time before one of us moved out to get their own
Ooh.
place. After he moved, though, I was able to use more of the space in the house and actually just decided to stay there for another year or two. This happened during this time in early December. Our area was going through a week of some pretty bad snowstorms, and the office I worked at allowed us to work from home for a few days if we wanted to. Obviously, I chose to take the offer. I used my old roommate's bedroom as an office and worked throughout the day, but at one point while I was working, there was a knock at the front door.
Doom doom.
I left the room and checked who it was. There was a man on the porch in a heavy
Ugly
winter jacket.
motherfucker.
He didn't seem to be a worker or delivery person of any kind,
And why did you
just
open
some
the door?
regular guy.
Wait.
I opened the door, getting hit by a rush of snow and wind. How can I help you?
So why did you open the door? Real talk. Let's see what he say.
The man smiled and apologized for interrupting my day, then explained his situation. He said his car got stuck in the snow right on the side of the road next to my house,
Too bad. Get your ass back in the car. Too.
and he didn't have a phone on him, so he asked if he could borrow mine. Obviously skeptical, I told him to give me a minute. Then I closed the door and went to the other side of the house. I looked out the window at the road he was supposedly stuck on. There was a small SUV that looked like it had actually slid into the curb and gotten stuck in the snowbank. Now that I was pretty sure he wasn't lying, I grabbed a jacket and put on some shoes, then went back to the front door.
Just gone.
I was still a bit skeptical, but I stood on the porch with him as he used my phone to call his brother, just so that if he did try to run with my phone or anything, I could chase after him or prevent him from leaving. After a quick call, though, the man handed my phone back and thanked me, then
Said
walked
thank
away.
you. Then walk
I went
away.
inside
Okay.
and checked the window, seeing the man getting in his car. Thinking everything was settled now, I went back to the office and started working again. Around 7, I felt like I'd done enough for the day and took the rest of the night off.
Okay.
It was then that I remembered about the man and his car and went to check on it, but I was surprised to see that the car was still there,
And the story is valid, right? The nigga's story valid. I'm probably loud.
and I could see the man moving around inside. It had been almost 3 hours by then, which made me wonder how he was still there. Maybe he was waiting for his brother to get off of work and pick him up. I didn't know, but I went to the kitchen and made some dinner, then sat on the couch to watch TV. I stayed up until about 9:30, then went upstairs to shower and get ready for bed. I turned the water on and got in the shower, but a few minutes in, there was an abrupt and sudden banging on the front door. It
Mhm.
was loud and harsh, completely jump scaring me and putting me in a fear-induced frozen state for a moment. The banging was so loud, it was shaking the walls, and even across the entire house, I
What kind of billion that is?
could hear that it was coming from the front door. They were hitting it non-stop, and I could even hear them aggressively shaking the door handle. It was such a sudden burst of chaos that it was hard for me to know what to do. I turned off the shower and quickly got dressed, but as I left my room and walked down the upstairs hallway, everything stopped. It was just silent, no more sounds at all. I
Ooh.
stopped in place, hearing only the wind from outside and feeling the eeriness set in before I slowly walked downstairs and up to the front door. Nobody was there anymore. I quickly ran to the window, seeing that the car was still there, but the man was not inside of it. Not knowing what to make of any of it, I called the police.
You should have been did that.
When they came, they noticed multiple sets of shoe prints in the snow, but they were covered up by the storm soon after.
Uh,
They took the license plate of the car, though, and found a picture of the owner. and from what I could tell, it was the same guy that I'd helped on my porch. In the following days, they waited for him to turn up, but as far as I know, he never did. It's really disturbing to think about what could have happened that night right outside my door. Was it that same man desperately trying to get in for
He was trying to break your. He was trying to break. I don't even know. That fool was trying to break into your house. I don't know what that fool was up to. I don't know. Yay. I mean, yay. Do I got IG? Say waiting. Why is it still saying waiting? Like, what's good, bro? What's good, bruv? Let's see.
some
Yeah,
reason, or someone else with a more malicious intent. It seems most think that it was the man running from someone and trying to get help, but what happened afterwards is still up for debate. Nothing is really known about that night.
cause, cause this
Where the
fool,
man is now and what he was running from
this
are just a
fool, this
few
fool, this
questions.
fool was knocking on your door. That's why you called the police and you got scared.
Shopify Point of Sale makes it easy to start and grow your retail business, all backed by the world's most powerful commerce platform.
Ooh, this like a
It was
Christmas vibe.
January, and I was renting out a winter cabin that was by an ice fishing lake. It was a very small, bare-bones cabin with only the essentials and was only there for people like me who liked going out to the lake for fishing or
Fishing,
ice fishing.
fishing and ice
I'd
fishing.
usually bring a friend along with me, but sometimes I went by myself and never had any issues with it. I had planned out 3 days there, with no other real plans in mind except sitting out by the lake and fishing. On the first day when I got there, I set up my things in the cabin and made myself at home, brewing some hot coffee and relaxing by the fireplace for most of the afternoon. This cabin was only a single room, so the bed, fireplace, and everything else was all in one area.
Okay.
Anyway, I fell asleep early and woke up at 7 a.m. to go out to the lake. It was about a 10-minute walk from the cabin, down a short forested path that was entirely covered in snow. Once I reached the lake, I found a good spot.
Hold on. Probably have to take. I gotta take these filters off. Bet. Now it might work. I don't know.
And got my things
Yeah,
situated,
we
drilled into
good.
the
We
ice, and
good.
started fishing. I find it to be really stress releasing to just sit there and fish, though I do know a lot of people find it to be boring. I stayed on the lake for several hours,
Yeah,
probably 3 or 4,
3 or 4.
then packed my things as the snow was starting to pick up and the wind was getting heavier. I walked off the lake and back onto the path, but immediately noticed a set of footprints in the snow going alongside mine from earlier. They went right up to the edge of the lake I was at, then turned around and went back down the path toward the cabin. Feeling a little uneasy that someone was out here and had been right behind me, maybe watching me, I chose to follow the prints and see where they led. They mostly went along with the path, going right back to the cabin. But instead of going up to the cabin, they veered off into the woods. As far as I could see, they continued in a straight line, going through the trees. Even more confused and slightly nervous, I went back inside the cabin and warmed up by the fireplace. There was nothing else out here for miles from what I was aware of, so anyone being out here was just odd,
Okay.
especially in the winter.
Winter.
I made food and stayed in the cabin for the rest of the night,
By
keeping the
yourself?
fireplace running and mostly just reading. But about an hour after sunset, I heard movement outside. A
This nigga
very
either
light
hear
crunching of
movement
snow
or
that
somebody
would
knocking at the
recognize
door.
the pattern of someone walking. I moved over to the window and looked, instantly seeing a figure out by the trees, walking toward the path. They were wearing thick clothing, covering every part of them, making it hard to get any details on what they looked like. Once they got to the path, though,
They
they
knocked on the door.
turned and started coming right for the cabin.
They knocked on the door.
I ducked my head down, now just listening to the footsteps getting closer and closer until they were right up to the wall. The footsteps moved to the side, coming right up to the window I was hiding under. Their shadow moved around like they were peering inside the cabin, but then they stopped. I tilted my head up, seeing their eyes staring right back at me. I jumped away, now standing a few feet from the window as the person quickly tried to lift it open. I ran and grabbed a nearby knife, but after a few more attempts at opening the window, the person ran off. I watched their figure disappear into the snowy woods, going in the same direction I'd seen them come from. After that,
He
I packed
the
up and
fuck.
ran for my car, leaving the area only a few minutes later. I don't know who they were or what they wanted, but they knew I was staying there after seeing me at the lake and willingly came back in the middle of the night to try and break in through the window, so they definitely had something horrible in mind. Luckily, I got out unharmed.
This game, you're not ready for.
But I have a
So
feeling
I'm
that
so not ready for the fucking game. You know why? Cause I skipped the ad. I skipped the ad.
that night was close to being my last. This happened in 2015.
Listen, bruv. Listen, bruv. Listen, bruv. Um, bruv. Listen, bruv. They always be like, bruv. Listen, bruv. What's this?
When I was 19, I worked for a small town pizza delivery company near my house.
Listen, bruv. Wait, what time it is, bruv? Because I can just stream. I can stream, but I'm kind of tired, bruv. I'm not gonna lie, bruv. So you know what I gotta do? S- Sweet little some turbo button, 458 engine running. Her legs so sunny. I'm so young, money. Girl, I really love the way you look at me. I think I streamed too early. I'm about to end stream. I'm gonna come back.